What's going on, fam? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray, and this is the So Cocky podcast. Yes, this is my sports theme podcast that I do to talk about the world of Carolina sports. I am adopting the Presbyterian Blue Hose. It's my LCS team to follow, and also local high school football in the upstate area of South Carolina. But this is Wednesday, and every Wednesday I am going to do a review of the game, and I'm just going to tell you my opinion, some things that I think that South Carolina should watch out for. And guys, I think that you need to watch out as well. This game right here is going to be a crucial game, not only for South Carolina, but also for Kentucky. Storylines is this: can South Carolina bounce back from the terrible loss against Georgia? And after they played a subpar Vanderbilt team where they did not look very impressive, even though they won 37-14. Can they overcome the defensive miscues that plagued them the last 4 years and win against Kentucky? Last year it was crazy. I look back at the Carolina review I did last year, and I was like, oh my gosh. I remember we went for it a few times and that we missed field goals, and that Kentucky didn't beat us. We beat ourselves. I'm not saying the Wildcats football team isn't that good. All I'm saying is this, that Kentucky is for real. At least we have to decide that, hey, they're ranked number 17. We're right now not currently ranked, but if we beat Kentucky, we will be ranked in the top 25. We was 24 until we played Georgia, and then after they smacked us a few times, that was it, and we didn't get to play Marshall. So actually, we should have been 3-1. I don't know if we're going to reschedule that game or have another game in that place, the game that we canceled, but for whatever reason, we're 2-1, and that we can go 3-1 beating Kentucky. Another storyline is that, can the defense stop Snelly? Ben Snelly is averaging 135 yards. 135 yards. He leads the SEC in rushing, okay? And they also have a quarterback option that they use as well. Is, if we know South Carolina football, we struggle heavily with the running quarterback. Every time we play Kentucky, they always had a running back. Remember Randall Cobb? Randall Cobb killed us. Every time Kentucky has had a particular running quarterback, we struggled. The past 4 years, Kentucky has our number, and it doesn't help the fact that we're playing the Lexington Kentucky at 7:30 in the evening. So I think it's a whiteout that day. I might be wrong, but this right here is crazy. This is crazy. And the fact that I think our running game was good, but I think that we have to have balance in order to beat Kentucky. So what is my expectations? I need you guys to really comment, or just, man, I just need your opinion on this, because this right here is crazy. The thing that I think can happen is the fact that I do think that we should win the game. I am going to state that fact right here, right now, because I think that South Carolina, we are a talented team and that we can beat Kentucky. But what I'm saying this is that we cannot sleep on Kentucky. This is no longer a gimme game, okay? Somebody like Tennessee, somebody like Vanderbilt, those are gimme games. But, and I'm not saying gimme as far as that we should win 100%, but I think that most days out of none, we should be able to beat these guys. But Kentucky, they're coming to play, and they know that they can beat us, and they're coming and they're running, and they know that this right here is something that they want to do. So what do you think that we... Here's what I think. I think that we if we're going to beat Kentucky, we are going to have to start off the gate and smack them in their mouth. Okay, we're up 7-0 and we get a couple of turnovers early. we cannot settle for field goals, okay? I think the problem with us a lot of times that we settle for field goals or 3 and outs. We have to march down the field, score, march down the field, score again. I think that we're up 2 to 3 touchdowns before halftime. I think that would truly deflate what Kentucky does is run the ball. If you're down, you have to pass the ball, and that is not Kentucky's strength as far as passing the ball. But if they're controlling the game and the clock and the play style, they're gonna run on us all day. And do we have the depth at defensive line to withstand that running beating? No. Defense right now is our struggle. Last year was our offense, but this year is our defense. Our offense is putting up numbers, but our defense is not helping us in the sense of sustaining leads, because let's say Georgia ran down our throats, and Georgia and Kentucky is 2 different teams, but still we are susceptible to the run. And I think that this is going to be a slobber knocker, as my boy Jim Ross says, as far as WWE. So I think that this is going to be a very entertaining game. I have to see, guys, here's the thing. I am going to have to get Sling TV to watch this game. Last week I heard it and I couldn't do justice as watching it and really seeing the things, because you can hear things, but when you watch the game you can see things from a different perspective. So your boy gonna have to watch the game, and I'm gonna have to see that. I think we're gonna win, man. I really do think that if we want to take that next step, if we want to catch Clemson, which I think we're 2 or 3 years away from really competing with Clemson. I think that if we win these games against Clemson, it's going to be kind of a hiccup, or Clemson going to have to play really bad, or something has to go right in the Carolina way. But I think the next 2 or 3 years, expect losses. We may win one, but Clemson is too loaded. Georgia's too loaded. If we want to catch up with those teams right there, Georgia's in the East in the SEC. Clemson is our arch rivals in the upstate. We have got to recruit both sides of the line. Our offensive line for the past decade has been horrible. Okay, what saved us really was the fact that Connor Shaw, if you remember, Connor Shaw was a very mobile quarterback and can maneuver his way out of the pocket and get yards that way, those rough and tough yards. When it was 3rd and 10 and nobody was open, Connor Shaw knew how to tuck that ball in and put his head down and go to work. Jay Billy is not, he's not a speedster. Can he run and get a few plays? Yes. But is that his last option? Absolutely. So I think as quarterback, we're going to need that kind of, if our offensive line is going to be, it's not going to be a part, we're going to need somebody who can not only throw from the pocket, but also can take and tuck the ball in and run and get some tough yards if we need so. But this game right here is going to be crazy. This game right here is going to be crazy, and I, for one, am all for that. So I need you guys to really go and search for the So Cocky podcast. This is going to be a podcast. Wednesday, we're going to record the game overviews on Wednesdays. Fridays, we're going to do a high school Fridays. Saturdays, we're not going to do an episode on Saturdays because that's going to be the game, and then you can look out for my Gamecock review. Sundays is going to be the review of the game. And then Mondays is going to be the reaction of like the NFL and everything that's happening in sports. So if you want to support this podcast, please, I am going to do a Patreon right now. I'm going to do a Patreon. So if you want more exclusive content, please consider being a Patreon. And also, I got some more details that I'm working out and trying to do. So I'm trying to take this So Cocky podcast to the next level. And I need your guys' help. I need Gamecock Nation to make this thing work. So again, it's the entertainer, motivator, educator, Lucky Murray, and this is the So Cocky podcast. We're cocky about sports, so you don't have to. So I will see you guys on Saturday after the Gamecock versus Kentucky on the Gamecock review on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe, hit the notification button so that you can be aware of everything that I put up. So it's the entertainer, motivator, educator, Lucky Murray, and this is the So Cocky podcast review of the Wildcats versus the Gamecocks. So I predict the Gamecock victory. We'll talk about this Saturday, see if they came true or not. So I'll see y'all next time, people.